It's time for the RMAC Radio Show, featuring all the latest information from around the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. The RMAC is a proud member of NCAA Division II. Now, here's your host, Eric Danner.
Welcome to the RMAC Radio Show. My name is Eric Danner. A big show planned for you again today. We're going to talk with Brent Bargen, the head men's basketball coach at Chadron State College. In this first segment, already championship time. We're going to have the RMAC swimming and diving championships coming up at in San Antonio, Texas this week. And we're going to talk with Dan France, first-year head coach at Adams State College. And then we're going to wrap things up with Anthony Sandstrom from CSU Pueblo, their sports information director and assistant athletic director. And boy, what a game they had at CSU Pueblo. We'll start things off with men's basketball. Barn burner, if you've ever seen a barn burner. CSU Pueblo and Adams State played Saturday night. It came down to the wire, and let's go to the call from Jim Brooks of Homer 1350.
It's 98-96. Missed it. Rebound to Kapanowski. Hands it to Trayer. Thunderbolts can win it with a three. Trayer brings it across the timeline. Spins at the top of the key. In trouble. Launches it at the buzzer. It's good! He hits a hook shot! And the Thunderbolts have won the ball game! Thunderbolts have won it!
Ty Traherne hitting the game winner. He's also the RMAC Offensive Player of the Week, so congratulations to him. CSU Pueblo now in the thick of things in terms of trying to get into that RMAC tournament, and they're going to be going to Nebraska this weekend. One of the teams they'll be playing is Chadron State, and they're a red-hot team. They had a big win this weekend as well, and joining us now on the RMAC hotline is their head coach, Brent Bargen. Coach Bargen, how's it going today?
Good, Eric. Thanks for having us.
Hey, Coach, first off, congratulations on the big wins this past weekend, going to Metro State, going to Denver, and getting a W. I'm not sure if that's happened at Chadron State before, or at least hasn't happened in quite some time. That has to give your guys a real boost of confidence, doesn't it?
Well, I think I've been told that it was since 1985 that a Chadron team won in Metro, in Denver at Metro, and it was like since 1996 since the Eagles beat a Metro team at all. So it is a significant win in the sense that it hadn't been done in a long time, and there had been a lot of people come through here that had attempted as far as players, and we were fortunate to be able to get a win at their place.
Chadron State currently 10-9 in the RMAC, 10-13 overall, but you're right there in the thick of things to qualify for the RMAC tournament this year, Coach. And the makeup of your team, you look at your top couple of scorers, these are guys that have been in the program for quite some time. I know you have some new guys this year, but does that veteran presence, is that really helping you out, especially as we head down the home stretch of the season?
Oh, without a doubt, Eric, without a doubt. We've had some changeover in the program and have had a hard time keeping guys in the program for, all 4 years, or we've got some JUCO guys, junior college kids who've come in for just a couple of years. And so we haven't had that extended time with those guys, and for them to be able to not only go through it themselves and battle the rigors of an RMAC season and the RMAC travel that we normally have, but at the same time try to help other guys on the team. And we've got 3 guys this year that have been with us for 4 years. One of those guys for 5, and it's no secret that 2 of them are our 2 leading scorers, and definitely have an age and some experience is a huge thing. Obviously, with teams like say Metro and/or Mines, some of those teams that have had guys with them for 4 and 5 years, they've got some continuity and they've really got the program rolling, and that's without a doubt has helped us.
Chadron State currently on a 5-game winning streak, and they've won, I believe, 6 out of 7, if I have my numbers correct there. And Coach, you're going to be bringing in UCCS and CSU Pueblo this weekend. UCCS, a team that's kind of fallen off after looking pretty good there for a little bit, now 6-12, and they've lost, I believe, 8 in a row as well. What do you see with UCCS coming in on Friday night?
Well, they shoot the ball so well, and Coach Caden does a great job of having them play hard, and they've got a lot of energy, they've got a lot of guard play and a lot of perimeter play, and anytime that you can shoot the 3 as well as they can, you're a very dangerous team. and I don't expect anything but the best from Coach Caton and his group. That's something that we've always had good battles with his program, and I think one thing that if we had any kind of advantage would be, one, it's at home, and two, that they've got a lot of younger players, and so sometimes that's probably they've lost a couple of key players, and then having some youth in their program is always difficult. We've been battling that for a couple of years.
Talk with Brent Bargen, head men's basketball coach at Chadron State, now in his 6th season as head coach of the Eagles. And then Saturday night, Coach CSU Pueblo comes to town. I don't know if you had a chance to see the video of the big buzzer beater that they had on Saturday and defeating Adams State, also knocked off of Fort Lewis. So obviously your team's playing really well right now, but CSU Pueblo is another team on a roll right now.
Yeah, Coach has them playing really well, and they're difficult to guard. We played them the first time, and we're just awful against them, and they played very well, and they kind of handed it to us, punched us right in the nose, and we didn't play very well. And then when we went to Springs the next night and got a win, that kind of started us. I think we've won 8 of our last 10, and that kind of got us started at Springs. And so the last real stinker that we had, I guess, was at Pueblo. And so hopefully we'll be able to come out and play. I know that Trey Hearn is, in my opinion, is one of the most improved players in the conference. He's playing extremely well at the moment, and obviously by having that game-winning shot, he's playing with a great deal of confidence, as is the rest of the group. Coach has them playing very well.
Talking with Brent Bargen, head men's basketball coach at Chadron State, and either 3 or 4 games left, depending where people are at in their schedule, left in the season here, Coach. 14 teams in the league, 12 teams with a real shot at making the RMAC tournament. Women's side is just as wild. Coming down the home stretch, Coach, have you seen anything like this where there's so many teams that still have a shot to make the RMAC tournament?
Well, I think it's just extremely exciting to be involved and have your name mentioned with these things. Obviously, with that many people clumped together, there's a lot of parity, and I think there's a lot of parity across all of college athletics. The fact that there's so many teams clumped together and coming down within the last 2 weeks and having 3 and/or 4 games that a lot of teams still have a chance to make that conference tournament is a huge thing, I think, for the conference. In the sense from a respect thing from everybody playing well. I think it's an exciting time to be in the RMAC, and we're just really blessed to have an opportunity to play and have our name mentioned as maybe being in the top 8 and making the conference tournament.
Well, hey, Coach, we want to thank you for taking some time out, and good luck the rest of the season.
Hey, thanks, Eric. We appreciate you having us.
All right, that is Brent Bargen, head men's basketball coach at Chadron State College. They're currently 10-9 in the RMAC. Quick look at the RMAC standings here. Colorado Mines now 16-2. They have opened up a 2.5-game lead over Metro State with only 4 games remaining. So the Ore Diggers in extremely good shape to win their second consecutive RMAC championship. Metro in second place at 14-5. Adams State 13-5 with the loss to CSU Pueblo, but they're right there with Metro in that 2-3 range. Nebraska, Kearney, Colorado Mesa both at 11-8. It could be tiebreaker time for one of those teams. Of course, Fort Lewis 10-8, Western 10-9, Chadron 10-9. So they're all well within distance. As CSU Pueblo 9-9, with possibly making the RMAC tournament. Not only making the tournament, but hosting a first round game. Highlands and Western New Mexico now both on the outside looking in. But when they play at home, they're always tough. 8-11 for both of those teams. UCCS 6-12. They were hot at one point during the season, so you wonder if Russ Caton can get that back going, because he's still only a couple games back from possibly qualifying for the RMAC tournament. And then CCU and Regis round out the RMAC standings. And for what's going to be happening this weekend, let's head over to Chris Polton at the RMAC Sports Desk.
Thanks, Eric. Just 4 games remain in the regular season, and Colorado Mines is only 1 win away from clinching a share of the RMAC championship. Fort Lewis comes to Golden on Friday night to challenge the Ore Diggers. The Skyhawks are just a half game out of the 4th spot in the conference at 10-8. Saturday night, it's a battle of 2 of the top 3 teams in the RMAC as Adams State enters Lockridge Arena. ASC is in good shape for another trip to the NCAA tournament. Tip-off is scheduled at 7:30 p.m. Second place Metro hits the road for 2 in New Mexico. Silver City is the first stop for the Roadrunners. The Mustangs at 8-11 need a win to keep their RMAC tournament hopes alive. On Saturday, Metro heads up to northern New Mexico, where Highlands will also be playing for their playoff lives. Game time is at 8 p.m. Nebraska Kearney enters the weekend tied with Colorado Mesa for the critical 4 spot. The Lopers host CSU Pueblo on Friday night. The T-Wolves are fresh off their thrilling double overtime buzzer beater against Adams State. UC Colorado Springs makes their final trip to Kearney on Saturday night. The Mountain Lions will try to end their 8-game losing streak. Mesa hosts rival Western State on Saturday night. The Mountaineers are currently tied for 7th in the RMAC. Colorado Christian welcomes in Adams State on Friday, then Fort Lewis on Saturday. Regis University hits up New Mexico this weekend, Highlands on Friday night, and then Western New Mexico on Saturday night. You can catch your favorite schools on America One. I'm Chris Polton, and that's your men's basketball update.
Thank you, Chris. When we come back, we're going to talk RMAC women's basketball, but we're also going to talk swimming and diving with Adams State coach Dan France. You're listening to the RMAC Radio Show.